Good evening once again. M.M Out here, over there, everywhere, all over the place. In this case, right here. With, need I say anything? The Apostle Leroy Canterbury,
Yes, sir.
who contested the last two general elections in St. Peter, and God's willing, shall contest the very next one. How are you,
Yes, sir.
sir?
Doing great. How about yourself, Mr. Morris?
Playing every ball as they can.
Yes, sir. All right. Sounds good. Sounds
Fine,
good.
fine. As usual, before I start, I'm going to say hi to some people who watch us. My relatives watch this too, you know.
Your relatives.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm going to
awesome.
say to Juju, Juliet Goodman, my aunt, and her husband, Victor Goodman, Chamber. They're from Black Rock.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. My mom also watches this. She lives in Canada.
Okay. Wow.
She makes a comment every time.
Come on.
Although the last time she said that one was still news. Okay, yes. My son, Malcolm, he watches it too.
Awesome.
And his mom, they watch it. So my family, they also watch it and they make their comments as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so that's it for now. I give a shout to them. Apostle, this week, it's almost 2 years since you first appeared on M.M Out There.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure the correct time. I haven't done any research,
Okay.
but it's coming up to 2 years that you've been on M.M Out There. We've spoken on a gamut, a wide variety of topics.
That's true.
And due to the urgings of my watchers, I'm going to go through as much as we've done and see if anything that we've actually spoken about has there any improvements? Has it gotten worse? Is it the same way? So that's what we're going to be talking about this week in the first and second part. So I'm going to start with this one. Remember we had an episode about Nikki Beach. Have you seen any improvement in that situation?
Well, not that I'm particularly aware of. Okay, and that was I think one of our heavier sessions.
Yes. And I got quite a few comments from England, on that one.
On that, but the part that I was very serious about is that I remember both governments telling the people there at 6 Millions that they could not give them a fishing complex. They could not give them a fish market out there. And I asked them, how is it that they couldn't give you a fish market, but yet Nikki Beach can be built in that area?
Yes.
So that tells you that the government's lied to you. And I always said the people of 6 Millions have gotten a raw deal from successive governments here in Barbados.
Talking about the building of Nikki Beach, isn't there some rule about building on the West Coast that if there's a structure up, you can't knock it down, but you can improve on it?
Well, they, from what I understand, is especially if you're going to be building on the coastline, there's supposed to be some level of coastal management assessment in relation to. We're not talking about refurbishing existing buildings because Nikki Beach is not an existing building; it's a brand new structure. Okay, so which means that some level of coastal management had to go on. And I know for sure it didn't go on with the people of 6 Millions because it's built here. Because however you look at it, the coastal system is going to always, as long as the seas are overly rough in St. Peter, 6 Millions is going to be affected. And the more that you bring more housing and more projects and more buildings within that area, you're going to affect what's going to happen there all the time.
Why I mentioned that because, okay, where I live, there's a restaurant and a hotel. Now the restaurant is on the west coast, on the beach side.
Right.
What they did, they still have the original stone structure.
Right.
With those genuine soft stones that you can't find anymore.
Right.
What they did was change the roof. So they abided by the rules.
Right.
Nikki Beach, the building that was there had those same stone structure because they were like brother and sister.
Right.
One belonged to Plantations Limited and one belonged to Mannings, Wilkinson and Chandler. So they would have been built especially for storing things,
Storing things, okay.
and built on the seaside to withstand the sea and the salt sprays and so on.
Which is mostly what Spike Zone and this coastal area is really all about.
Yet, Nikki Beach is allowed to knock down that building completely, flat. So you see what's happening there?
Yeah. So I told you it's a whole new structure. It's a completely whole structure, and this is one of the things I keep saying. It's almost like on certain levels, there's certain things that can be done in Barbados without anybody saying anything about it. So, but I remember that being one of the talked about sessions that we had here on M.M Out There. Now, one of the things that I have to say here is that, I see a lot of the comments that people are making, and I'm amazed that a little blog like this, 15 minutes, can create such anger among people that should have understanding, and it's amazing. So I have to congratulate you on making some level of impact.
Yes.
In society with M.M Out There.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
In fact, someone even texted me to alert me that my name was mentioned in Africa on that visit.
Oh, really?
In a conversation. This show.
That's serious.
In a critical vein.
M.M Out There was mentioned.
Yeah.
In Africa.
Yes. On that visit that they had.
The last Prime Minister's visit to Ghana?
With the bones.
With the bones? Oh,
yeah.
My God. Wow.
The bones that were so ceremoniously returned. Moving on.
Yes, sir.
Colin Jordan, who is the Minister of Labour and the incumbent Member of Parliament in St. Peter. We talked about his performance. What is your assessment of his performance as a representative of St. Peter, first, as the Member of Parliament, and as the Minister of Labour? I can tell you what mine is, and you want to hear that, but you go ahead.
Okay, well, I've been watching what's been happening here in St. Peter. I've been listening to the pulse of the people. I've been listening to individuals who've been trying their best to reach him. Individuals who have called on many occasions to try to get assistance and have not gotten. There are some people who have gotten assistance, but not substantial assistance. Okay, and I've looked at the reality. Now, the last thing that I did is that I had a meeting, which I know he was invited to, which dealt with the parish ambassadors. There was a meeting at the resort center here in Spikestone.
The tenant?
Yeah, no.
But a minister is very busy, you can't, a minister is very busy, you can't find time to turn it.
Well, here's the reality is that any given note, your parish ambassadors are very important, especially around this time.
But what this particular minister, whatever he's doing is much more important than dealing with anything in St. Peter that the constituency that he represents. So I can appreciate that. Go ahead.
Well, on top of that, you're also dealing with the reality that nothing in St. Peter has really changed in over the year and plus that they've been the government here in Barbados. And I've looked at the fact, recently I've been paying a lot of attention to the fact that the positions, the leadership positions in Barbados are being given, all of them are being given to women. And listen to the comment that he made about women being, in many cases, more educated than men, or on this, many times on the same level of the education of men. But I understand that there's a need for equality, and if we're talking women's lib, we're talking women's rights, we're talking equality, there must be a balance. In order for a seesaw to work, it must balance out at some point in time. What we're seeing is not a balance. If you condone this type of operation as a Minister of Labour, you're sending a very strong message to your men. And I guarantee that when situations arise where it becomes too pressurized for women, you're going to see a real serious defect here in Barbados. We're looking at education versus competency. And sometimes we think because the person is educated, or they have the degrees of certification, that it means they should get the job. I'm not in favor of that. I'm in favor of the person who can get the job done doing the job.
Apostle, some people may say that the women are more educated because since the advent of this mixed co-educational foolishness, that the guys haven't been doing any work because they're too busy sitting looking under the girls' skirts and that sort of thing. They can't concentrate on their work.
Well,
but the girls are concentrating and they're getting the results and the boys are getting any.
I don't necessarily.
I said some people may say that.
Some, it's not a point, even if they do, that I agree with, because I went to a all boys school, all saints boys, then went into government secondary school where there were girls. But one of the problems that I know for sure in our educational system is that it is old and outdated, because people seem to think that everybody can learn at the same rate. And I've seen boys in my class who were very, very slow, who could not pick up on academic stuff, but I saw their genius on field and sports, okay? And we have this idea in Barbados that every child, every boy, and every girl is built to develop academically, and that's not true, which is one of the problems that we have with our old, outdated school system. And I've tried to say that even when I was sitting on the board at the No Jordan, that we have to understand that every boy and every girl, they're not going to learn at the same rate, they're not going to learn at the same space, and we have to be very careful to make sure that we do not have a system that we say, oh, this is why this child isn't successful, this is why this girl isn't successful. No, the environment for learning must be conducive to learning, and if it is not conducive to learning, you cannot expect the kids to learn.
That's a solid point there. And earlier point that you made about the proliferation of women in top positions as a ratio compared to men is totally ridiculous. And women are the weaker sex. That's obvious. And you said a pressurized situation to come along.
I've seen that happen.
They won't be able to handle it. They will fall under the pressure. Yeah. I mean that's a given that's well known. And I love women. I love them. They are jewels. And I'm not criticizing them in any way. Actually, I'm praising them for what they have achieved and putting the males to shame. Well, that's what I actually have to say.
I wouldn't say that. You use the term of putting males to shame. What I think is that we have a reversal of roles right now, and it's domination. Okay, so when you look at it, you have to understand that women are dominating right now. Okay, and when women dominate, men become docile, and so you're going to have effects across and throughout the nation if you're not careful to make sure that you keep your system balanced. We're
going to become a society like the Amazon race?
Well, I hope not. We need to continue our progress forward as a nation. We need to continue to make sure that we're developing healthy lifestyles, healthy cultures, healthy mindsets, healthy consciousness, so that we can develop properly as a nation together and not have a divide at leadership level, corporate level, spiritual level. You don't have that divide.
You heard it from the apostle himself. We're coming to the end of part 1. But you can't go without saying this. Thomas Jefferson. When the government fears the people, there is liberty or freedom. But when the people fear the government, there is tyranny.
That's right.
I'm saying that especially to this present administration. And with that, we're coming to the end. We are at the end of part 1, which in my opinion, was a very informative session.
Yes, sir.
So, Apostle, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back very shortly with part 2. Let's make our exit.
Let's do it.